Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Ruiz. I'm one of the hosts of Bantam Banter. This is going to be the second episode. This is just a little disclaimer letting you all know that this was actually the first episode Ricky and I recorded. So we weren't quite sure whether or not we were going to get greenlit for a podcast or not. This was also before the new ownership of DualShockers. We kind of explained that kind of stuff in the last episode. And I'm sure most of you probably know about that stuff, so we don't have to go over it. As such, I believe we titled it as a DualShockers discussion when we first did it. This was actually intended to be one of the episodes, and in this case, the second episode of Bantam Banter, though. So we are still using it because I thought it was still fun. This is also going to be the only one that's really going to be in video. Depending on how things go, we'll see if we decide to do more video stuff, but for now, we're going to be doing audio only. I did create a YouTube page. There will be like audio with just like a static image or whatever, so I'll put that up on that YouTube page, but otherwise I'm not sure we'll do like video like this right now. So yeah, if we have the resources and the time, maybe we will in the future, but for now just it's going to be audio only. Anyway, just to get out of the way, make sure you go to the website www.bantambanter.com. Check out all of our content there. Right now, there's probably only about a podcast. I'm not sure if I wrote something yet, but check it out and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to DualShockers Discussions. I am your host today, reviews editor Ricky Frech. Joining me is, I can't remember his title, but we'll just call him our resident skater boy, Michael Ruiz. How's it going, Michael?
I'm good. I think I'm a contributor right now.
You're something.
You're
definitely something.
I'm just kind of here, just hanging out.
You're somebody very important because today we're doing maybe the most important thing DualShockers has ever done in the history of the site. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely would agree.
And that is that Michael and I are coming together to do something without any of the video team with us. So if this goes completely off the rails, just know that's because it's two writer boys trying to put together their own video.
I'm going to be honest. There's probably going to be a moment or a few moments where OBS is going to show up on the screen because we totally haphazardly just put this all together within the past hour, I think. And I can't see because right before we recorded this, it decided to like fail and like I had to restart OBS again. And so there's going to be a few moments when I'm going to just check and make sure that it's still recording because I can't tell this.
Well,
so,
look,
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Even if we have to do this again, it's a pretty fun topic. So we're going to have a good time no matter what.
Yeah.
Today, what we're actually doing is we're going to, through a bracket, rank the best characters in the Backyard Sports series. So there's a few key points. One, all the games are team sports, but if we're ranking the characters, it can't be a team sport. So today's sport is individual. Two, we all know that if we had all the characters in there, Pablo Sanchez would walk away with this easy, right? I mean, there's no way
without question.
he would. Yeah. So the secret weapon in our universe is unfortunately dead. And so today, in honor of him, we are hosting the Pablo Sanchez Memorial All Valley Karate Championships. So each competitor will be going up against each other in a one-on-one karate match to decide the victor of the universe. So the reason we've chosen karate is one, because Cobra Kai is hot right now, and two, because if there's any sport these kids have never played, it's probably karate. So it's a good way to judge. Like we know that they're good at baseball, we know if they're good at basketball, but it's a good way to judge their actual athletic ability in something like karate.
Yeah.
And tennis is boring.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Disagree? You like tennis?
I played tennis for a year in first grade.
Oh. Well, I will say I'm probably biased because I got kicked off the tennis team in my junior year of high school because I wasn't taking it seriously.
Tennis could suck it then. So
yeah, but my brother likes tennis, but he's a loser. So we have 32 backyard kids. We have included, just to make the numbers work, a few of the announcers, but not all of them. So we'll start at the top. And the way they're the way they're ordered is not really have anything to do. Like the first seed doesn't really mean I think they're the best player. I ordered all these. I just tried to put together some matchups I thought would be interesting for the first round.
Yeah.
So like in this case, Stephanie Morgan is the number one seed. I don't really know if Stephanie Morgan is gonna should be the favorite to walk away with all this, but you know, I think that she's probably a decent option. So first up, we have Stephanie Morgan versus Jorge Garcia. Now I have pulled up over here their picture and their bio from the first backyard baseball game. So I'll read their bios for you, Michael, to give you in case
Please
you've
do.
forgotten some of these
Yeah.
characters. So Stephanie Morgan, Stephanie loves playing shortstop, and that's where she should go. Put her in the outfield, and she'll daydream all day, guaranteed. And as you can tell from her stats, at least in baseball, she's very well rounded. She's a good batter, good
Yeah.
runner, good fielder. And then we have Jorge Garcia. Now I don't know if you remember Jorge, but let's just say this
I've seen a picture of him now, and
this kid's got some glasses.
yeah,
Okay,
he is what we call in the business a dweeb. That's what he is.
his bio says that Jorge is a good ball player, but he cannot see very well without his glasses. Also, his depth perception is a bit off, so he does not like playing in the outfield. So I'm a little worried about Jorge's chances.
Okay, so
Um,
I've also got this since I looked him up. It
yeah,
shows I searched Jorge Garcia backyard baseball, and it says here for backyard sports on the wiki, it says Jorge protecting himself from the water is blah blah. Jorge Raul Luis Garcia III is the snobby rich kid of the backyard kids. Isn't
right.
is
Yeah,
that true?
I'm pretty sure that's true.
He
Yeah,
is he is known for being the seventh richest child in the world.
wow.
Really?
Oh, okay. Now that is something I didn't know about
Is
Jorge.
that real?
The seventh richest. Look,
Seventh richest
if the
child.
so does that mean he has money and his parents don't? Because
Who knows? Honestly.
because like Richie Rich was rich, but his parents were rich. He wasn't rich.
Yeah, this is weird. That's what it says.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
but yeah. Anyway,
I'm just thinking if we're talking about if he has an issue with the depth perception, especially with glasses on, I'm pretty worried about his chances in the I don't even know what you call it, a karate arena. Is there a word for
yeah.
that? There's got to be a word for that.
There is definitely. I mean, we could call it the mat. It's
That's
a
a yep.
mat.
There you go. That's a good
Um,
one.
I would say. I mean, Stephanie Morgan's definitely the favorite here, and I think that's who we're going to end up going with. Jorge Garcia on a stat basis, and again, I'm just seeing this because of I've seen the player cards, from previous games and stuff, on this wiki. Pretty well rounded. He is
Yeah.
another well rounded, player.
Yeah, he has at least in the original game has two baseballs out of four in every stat.
In every stat. So
Whereas
he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's consistent.
yeah,
we'll say.
consistent. That's a good word. Yeah.
But I think you could say that about Stephanie also. But
I
she's
will also
she's a
say
daydreamer though, so I don't know.
that's true. Here's my analysis of this, if I can. One, Jorge Garcia, kind of a nerd, but also lanky. And we know, like from watching, if anybody watches the UFC, which I'm sure people do, you have people like John Jones who have those lanky limbs, and that means their power from their punches are pretty strong because
Yeah.
how physics work. But Stephanie Morgan, scrappy as hell.
Scrappy and also just more athletic in general, it seems.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Like in that bio, it's known that she plays baseball. It's known that she is an athlete.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems like with Jorge Garcia here, he's just a rich kid who just has lanky legs. So I don't, who's consistent.
Apparently, I'm looking at this thing I'm reading. It says one of his quotes. He says when you click on them, I don't know if you remember, but if you click on them, they give you little quotes. And one
Yeah.
of his quotes is, "Pick me if you want a know-it-all criticizing your every move." So maybe Jorge better for the announcer box and not as good for actually being a competitor.
True. I don't know if, and this might be dated now, just because playoff, like with the NFL playoffs, they've been playing they played a game on Nickelodeon, and he'd be, and on the side they had whenever a penalty happened,
He's
they
young
had
Sheldon.
they had young Sheldon there telling you how to do that thing or whatever,
no.
like, or telling you like what the penalty is. He's basically that. He's the young Sheldon telling you what the rules are. but not really playing the game. So I would say that probably, yeah, he's definitely not even just like as a commentator, just some know-it-all kid who just wants to tell you the rules for no reason, which is kind of
Okay.
lame.
I think we're gonna go Stephanie Morgan over Jorge Garcia
Yeah.
in our first matchup.
Yes.
It's in, submitted. All right, next up, Kimi Ekman versus one of my personal favorites, Dmitry Petrovich. So, Kimi Ekman, one, her nickname is Twinkle Toes,
Hmm.
and her bio says Kimi, the candy monster, has a lot of heart and a little skill. She has a good arm and can hit for power too. And my friend Dimitri, his nick his nickname is Paste. And it says Dimitri is a solid player who doesn't make many mistakes. He has the best baseball card collection in town, and he brought his slide ruler.
He
So,
he also has giant glasses.
but they fit his head more,
They
I
do
feel.
fit his head because he's got a round head. He's got a big head.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
He looks like
okay.
an accountant.
He is a child accountant. That is very true. But I think like if I could say one thing about Dmitry Petrovich is that he is a stickler for details. So I feel like his grappling game. Can you even grapple in karate?
No,
Are you allowed?
I don't
Okay,
think
never
so.
mind. I'll take that away. His punches are going to be precise. Like his technique, his is it kata? I've
Sure.
never done karate.
I don't know anything about karate.
Um, I feel like he is going to be a student of whoever his master is, and I feel that's going to bring him out on top over Kimi Ekman, who to me blends in with a lot of the other girls. Like Gretchen Hasselhoff is another one that I'm just like very meh about. Like I've always been a big Stephanie Morgan fan, and
Same.
some other ones we'll talk about later.
Yeah, there's some other
Kimi
ones.
Ekman is kind of like, meh.
Like just kind of just there. She's just
Yeah,
there.
she's there. She's a great option if you're the fifth place computer team playing against the someone who me as a little kid. You know, like she's one of those players that no one's ever gonna pick, and I feel bad for her. But I don't think. I mean, but then Twinkle Toes leads me to believe that maybe she'll be good at like
Maybe she's
being
got some
agile.
finesse. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got that finesse.
I'm trying to look at stats here because I want to kind of at least bring in some like what they're skillful at.
Right.
Dmitry Petrovich, he has a stat like okay, so we're gonna look at soccer. I think a lot of times
Yeah, soccer and baseball.
because kicking is a thing
That's
that
good
you do
point. Yeah, true.
in karate and in soccer. So kicking for Dmitry Petrovich is at a 3 out of 4.
Yeah,
Pretty good kicker.
he is. He was my go-to place kicker in backyard football for sure.
And then what
He
was
all he,
Kimi Ekman? What was she? What was her stats
in
in
baseball.
in soccer?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up that while you look that up in
Oh,
baseball.
she was a good kicker in football.
Really?
Yeah, she also has a 3 out of. This is a 3 out of 4 she has. This is a pretty good matchup, honestly.
But here's the thing for me. Kimmy's running lets her down a lot, which leads me to believe that maybe that idea that she is agile or has that finesse goes a little bit away from me.
Maybe.
Like it looks like she can't move around very well. Whereas Dimitri, for being a big boy, like
Yeah.
he looks like a chunk. He has a
He
3 out of 4.
really
3 out of 4 running. Yeah.
no.
Can you believe it?
Wow. Okay.
Now, I'm assuming this is like he's like, kind of like a cheetah. Like he moves fast for short periods, then he has to like sit down and have a snack pack or something.
Sure.
But I don't know.
I
I think he's a better
basically.
athlete.
Yeah, I
What?
think he's probably a better athlete. Okay, in soccer, she is a 2 out of 4 in kicking. And a 2 out of 4 in defense. I think defense is another stat we should be looking at.
Oh yeah.
And I believe good old Paste over here was also a 2 out of 4. So I mean I think I'm with you in picking Dimitri. He seems
Uh-huh.
like the stronger pick. Kimi Ekman doesn't. it just doesn't like in the end of the day, like the battle between Stephanie Morgan and Kimmy Eckman honestly sounds pretty terrible, and we already know who's going to win that one. But between Dimitri and Stephanie Morgan,
That's a
Dimitri,
conversation.
yeah, that's a conversation. Dimitri can be it's the underdog story, It's the Cleveland
Mm,
Browns, So I mean, I feel like maybe Dimitri should go into round 2.
okay. I agree. I think we go Dimitri.
Okay.
Now here, this stupid thing we're using. Every time I want to put in a new person, I have to reload it. So this is annoying. But anyways, Dimitri moves on above Kimmy Eckman. He will face Stephanie Morgan eventually. For now, we're going to move on to our next matchup. This is an interesting one for me because we have Dante Robinson
Okay.
versus Vicky
Vicky,
Kawaguchi.
ooh, these are two heavy hitters.
This is
These
a
are
big
two
one.
of my favorites. So,
Yeah. So
uh, let's
go ahead.
we gotta pull up the stats for both
Okay,
of
you look at
these.
the stats. I'll read out their bios. So Dante Robinson, nickname Stretch. It says Dante's overall skill makes him a great choice for any position. All he asks for in return is endless supply of candy and hamburgers, which a man after my own heart. And then we have Vicky Kawaguchi. Her nickname is Swan, which
Okay.
I know it's a crane kick, but interesting. And it says Vicky's ballet really keeps her reflexes sharp. With the best hands in the neighborhood, she is a good choice to play anywhere in the infield. And I gotta say, Vicky Kawaguchi stacked stats, at least in baseball. I don't know if the other sports bear that out, but she's top 4 out of 4 in running, 4 out of 4 in fielding, 3 out of 4
Oh,
pitching. Her batting sucks, but
batting's bad, but
and Dante on the other hand, 4 out of 4 in running, and then everything else lower than that, but not bad
yeah,
stats either. Also, that afro
the
is incredible. I
afro's
love
great.
he just has his hat like perched up on top of it. Looks great.
um,
Um,
I think I want to favor Vicky Kawaguchi on this.
okay.
I mean, she's a ballerina, I assume, because she's wearing the tutu and whatever.
Yeah, it says her ballet classes really keep her reflexes sharp.
And I think she can use those skills to be an incredible karate master. Whereas
Yeah, definitely.
Dante Robinson, I mean Dante Robinson, he's my homie. I always picked him in all of my teams.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Karate. I don't know if that's for Dante. Honestly.
Yeah, Vicky Kawaguchi definitely somebody, except for when they bring in the pros athletes because then stuff kind of changes. But in OG games, she's always a solid pickup for me. Um, she's like that. Like in baseball, she's perfect for your backup pitcher.
Yeah.
She can do basically anything, and I definitely agree. I think the ballet gives her the edge here over Dante as much as I too love that afro.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. We'll
Let's
make this
go.
one quick.
Yeah. Let's
We're
go.
gonna go with Vicky.
Vicky Kawaguchi for sure.
Oh, I didn't have to reload this time, Michael. That's beautiful.
That's great. Okay, I
I
gotta
guess if
look.
we go faster.
So this is probably already answering what the next one is. I gotta see what Gretchen Hasselhoff even looks like right now.
You
So
don't
I
know about Jabberjaw?
it's not clicking with me right now.
All right.
I
So
I
our
know
next
I definitely know who Ernie Steele is.
Okay. I'll read this out while you look at him. We have Ernie Steele and Gretchen Hasselhoff. As I said before, Gretchen Hasselhoff, her nickname is Jabberjaw. It says Gretchen is fast and smart. She likes playing the outfield, but her arm is pretty weak, so it may take her a few tries to throw the ball back. Uh, I think her problem is she's not going to be able to stop talking enough to learn her master's lesson.
That's
And then
true.
Ernie Steele, his nickname is Funny Bones. And it says, everybody loves Ernie because he is so silly and a good ball player, too. With great catching, and a decent arm, Ernie is a great choice for second or third base. Um,
Okay. More
the
positives than negatives than Gretchen
isn't
Hasselhoff there.
yeah. Also, I thought he was loaded too. Because I think doesn't he have a field in the baseball game? Or am I mixing him up with someone else? Oh, I think I'm mixing up with
maybe,
Ricky.
maybe,
Is it Ricky?
I don't remember.
Ricky Johnson? I can't remember if it's.
Maybe it is Ricky John. I don't think it's Ernie Steele. Is it Ernie Steele?
I
I
can't
don't
remember. I
know.
know one of them is like they have their. I have to look it up.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Uh, you brought up a really good point in that we got Jabberjaw over here always talking, and she might not get all the lessons that she needs. You know, she might have just been talking too much and just like not picking up what the master was putting down. Whereas Ernie Steele here seems like a pretty dedicated person. He's funny. He's a funny guy though.
He's goofy.
But I think he's a dedicated person. Like he wants to do good.
Yeah. It it is the Steel Stadium. I'll say I
Okay.
did some checking while we are looking, and I'll also point out again, he has that length advantage. Like he's lanky.
Yeah.
Those blows are gonna hurt if they come in and he hits you.
He's gonna
So
beat the living daylights out of Gretchen Hasselhoff if they were in
and
a fight. So
it has me a bit worried for how tiny Vicky Kawaguchi is in the next round.
yeah.
But we'll get there when we get there. So we're gonna go with Ernie Steele over Gretchen Hasselhoff.
Okay.
Da, da, da.
That's
Makes
perfectly fine.
makes sense to me.
Makes it, yeah.
Okay, now I think this one might be tough for me. I don't know about you, but our next round is Tony Del Vecchio versus Maria Luna. We'll start with Tony. His nickname is Vec, and
Okay.
it says Tony's got a lot of things going for him. The biggest of which is his arm. It's a cannon. He's a great choice for playing the outfield. And then Maria Luna, who is one of my favorites, even though I don't think
Wow.
a lot of people play with her very much. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I mixed her up with Luann Lu. Uh, Maria Luna is not one of my favorites.
Okay.
Her, her nickname is Pinky, and it says what Maria lacks in baseball smarts, she makes up for in enthusiasm. And in case you didn't know, Maria's favorite color is pink. I feel like Maria Luna is a very solid, like middle of the road player in most of the sports.
She's stacked.
Yeah, she has good stats, but I just think if we're talking about a fight, Tony Del Vecchio is going to bring it. I mean, the kid, look at him with his
Pompadour.
cigarette that's actually a lollipop. Yeah, and his pompadour. And he's got a wife beater on. Like
Yeah.
this kid is ready. Before we even
But
started this, he's
here's
ready
the
to
thing.
fight.
I don't know if just because he could maybe, he's scrappy. I think we talked about before. I think he's a scrappy fighter. I don't know if he's disciplined, and I feel like
No,
karate is more of a disciplined kind of
that's
fighting.
true, but I agree. But I think his kind of like inner rage from coming on the streets, and being this tough kid, the toughest kid in the neighborhood, I feel like that's going to at least carry him through round one, if not further, whether
Yeah.
he's, has the actual ability or not. And
Yeah.
I cannot in good conscience make a case for Maria Luna, this
She's
little tiny
again
girl.
kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
She was
I mean,
never someone. I mean, like I never. Even though I'm seeing these stats now, I'm like, why didn't I use her in my teams?
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
the thing about it, a lot of times in these games, at least for me, is well-rounded players are almost less valuable than someone like, like the person I'm looking at below her, Luann Liu. She's like 4 out of 4 in running. So even though she isn't as rounded as Maria Luna, like being able to abuse the game was almost more valuable. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So I
yeah,
think that's why a lot of people forget about people like Maria Luna, is because you're not using her because there are other people who like, she can fit in any spot, and those other people fit in at a specific spot where then they can be really good at that one thing,
yeah.
you
That
know?
makes sense. That makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, unless you have a good argument for Maria, I think we're to go in Tony here
We're going.
for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll go Tony for sure.
Gosh, it's back to making me reload. This is annoying. Why is this website so bad? I won't call them out, but they need to fix it. All right, next up. This could be interesting for me because both of these people are very tall.
They are.
Um, so we have Ricky Johnson versus Billie Jean Blackwood. Ricky Johnson, nicknamed Fella, and I will say that this is a little bit where it gets. I mean, he's a little bit worried for me. It says Ricky is a bit timid, not good in karate, not good to be timid,
No.
but he's not shy when it comes to baseball. This kid has a great feel for the game and good coordination. And
Okay.
then Billie
Okay.
Jean's, hers says her nickname is Crazy Legs, a great
Wow.
nickname for karate.
Yeah.
And it says Billie Jean's height makes her a good choice to play first base because she's got good reach. The problem is though, well, she doesn't catch very well. We don't care about catching in karate, so
No.
it's
Well, you
fine.
want to maybe catch hands if you want to block.
That's true. It's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Um,
Um, I
Let me see Ernie Steele's, or
okay,
not
yeah,
Ernie Steele, not Ernie Steele. Sorry, Ricky Johnson's. I'm looking because they go pretty deep in these wiki pages, finding out.
yeah, that's good. That's what we need.
Yeah, because it says for his personality, I think we need to know some of these things. Ricky is a very soft-spoken, serious individual. He's always
Mhm.
focused on the game. His favorite positions are third bit, whatever. His best sport is American football, like his brothers and father. Uh okay. So he's we again. I always favor the person who is disciplined. He seems like that guy. I'm gonna look at Billie Jean Blackwood here. Billie Jean Blackwood deeply loves fashion and anything French. Her dream is to become a model in Paris, which she has never visited.
She is not
She,
about this life.
she has entered at least one beauty pageant, the Frogsville preteen beauty pageant, where she finished second. Although Marquis Dubois, is it Dubois?
I think it's Dubois.
Dubois has a crush on her, she despises him, as implied by her stats plummeting when they are on the same team. Okay, so here's the thing.
Oh
If
man.
if she were to go against, let me look at this bracket real quick. Does she ever go against Mark? Could she go
Not
against
she would
him?
in the finals,
Oh, it'd have to be a
unfortunately.
finals.
Yeah.
Okay, the fact that she can hate someone that much and then be terrible because of it means she has no determination in my mind. She's in
Yeah.
second. She's always in second place
Yeah.
according to these beauty pageants. She's not even passionate about karate from what I'm seeing here. Whereas Ricky
Yeah.
Johnson, it seems like he's passionate in whatever he does. So I
Yeah.
think we need to go Ricky Johnson here.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think you make a good case.
Yeah.
So we're going Ricky Johnson over Billie Jean Blackwood.
Yes.
Come on. Work. Work with me. Oh gosh. Okay. I really thought this was going to be a good website for this. There it goes. Okay. We're almost through the first like half of the bracket, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, now this to me is a heavy hitter matchup. I don't know how you feel about the second person in the bracket, but they are one of my favorites. So we have Amir Khan versus the Mad Dog, Lisa
The
Crockett.
Mad Dog.
So Amir is I've lost him. I had him for a second. Where was he? There we go. Okay, Amir Khan. His nickname is Sticks, and it
Okay.
says Amir likes music and root beer. He also likes playing the outfield. Just make sure his older brother Ahmed is on the same team. And then uh, Lisa, also gigantic glasses. Nickname, of course, Mad Dog. It says, what a great bio. It says, no one knows much about Lisa, but they do know this. She is all business, and she has a mean left hook.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I
I have
think
always been.
I think this is pretty easy.
Yeah, I have always been on Lisa Crockett's team, and no one else is. But I'm pushing hard for Lisa Crockett to go
I
over Amir.
Yeah, I think just from that bio, Lisa Crockett has to. Her name is Mad Dog, and she has a mean left hook.
Yeah, it's true. I like when when you're playing the backyard sports games, I would always pick Amir. But if it's a fight, I want Mad Dog on my side for sure.
Amir, his name is Sticks because he's like scrawny, and not to say that like
Oh,
scrawny
is that why it
kids.
is?
I don't know. He looks scrawny.
That's true. I always thought it was because he played drums.
Oh, he does play drums. It's probably also why too. Uh, yeah, he just doesn't seem like a fighter to me. He's got this
No,
like
he's so
smile,
happy. Yeah,
you know.
he's a happy little guy.
I mean, Lisa Crockett, she's got a smile, but her name's Mad Dog.
She is all business.
Yeah, all
So we're gonna go
business.
Lisa Crockett over Amir
Definitely,
Khan.
definitely.
Okay. Now, this is our first instance of some family fighting. We have, and people might ask why I didn't put Amir and Ahmed against each other. And that's because before Amir got matched up with Lisa Crockett, I thought both of them were potentially like making a run in this tournament. So, so in our next matchup, we have Sally Dobbs versus Ronnie Dobbs. Sally Dobbs, her nickname is the Boss. And it says Sally's team leadership makes her a valuable addition to any team. She's a hot shot on the mound, but a cold duck in the batter's box. And then her brother Ronnie, his nickname is Spud. And it says Ronnie likes to be treated like a big kid, and once you see him in action, you'll think he deserves it. Ronnie's strong arm is a bit of a surprise for such a little fellow.
Okay. Okay.
I think this is Ronnie's moment. I think Ronnie comes out from underneath his mean old sister and beats the crap out of her.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he has a lot of rage building from her being the boss, and this is his moment to say, "Not anymore, sis. It's my time now. I'm gonna face the mad dog."
Yeah, she's like face the mad dog. Sally Dobbs just is like, she seems like a mom. Like, is she like?
She has some mom energy. That's
I
for sure.
don't think moms make it in karate tournaments. That's what I'm gonna say.
No. They yell from the sidelines, which is what Sally's gonna do now that Ronnie has beaten her.
Yeah, she'll be a great coach for Ronnie when Ronnie beats her, and then they proceed to the next round. So yeah, Ronnie Dobbs for sure.
Okay, so we have we're on to the other side of the bracket, or I guess in this case it's just the bottom half of the bracket, and this is again a matchup between two people that I'm fans of.
Yes.
We have Pete Wheeler versus Marky Dubois, who was mentioned earlier. Pete Wheeler, if there's anybody you pick first, and it's not Pablo Sanchez, it's Pete Wheeler.
Absolutely.
Because of his speed. The thing is I don't know if he's built for karate. So Pete, his nickname is Wheelie, and it says, "Point Pete in the right direction and tell him to run. No one will catch him, and his mighty swing is legendary, if he makes contact, that is." And then Marky Dubois, he's a little bit higher up in this page, so hold on one second. Marky Dubois, his nickname is Cootie. What a name. And it says, "The only time Marky wears shoes is to church and school."
Okay.
Which I don't know why they let off with that in his baseball bio, but I respect it. And then it says, "He really doesn't like them or socks either, but he does like playing baseball, and he's good at it too." I'd like to point out in this matchup, Pete, he has 5 out of 4 baseballs running. I know it says 4 out of 4, but really everyone knows he's by far the fastest.
Yeah.
And Marky is 1 out of 4 in running.
So here's the thing: running isn't a stat used in karate.
Yeah, I guess I'm using it for like speed.
I guess for speed, yeah.
But yes, I'll agree.
Here's what I'll say though: Marky Dubois is in his element here. He's not wearing shoes in a karate match, and he loves it. He's in love right now because he's playing a sport that doesn't even require you to wear shoes.
This is like, if Pete is on Adderall, I think he maybe wins this.
Maybe.
But I don't think he can focus enough.
No.
And I'm very surprised to be saying this, that Pete is going to lose in the first round to Marky Dubois.
Honestly, they drug test at this Pablo Sanchez Memorial karate tournament. So, I mean, he couldn't even take the Adderall if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I mean, I got to go with Marky. I'm going to say this right now. Pete Wheeler is like one of my mainstays on every single backyard game.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites. But Marky's in his
My
element.
question is, do you think, so we can make this go a little bit longer, do you think that Marky's gi is just like white overalls? Do you think he actually puts on clothes for this match?
I think it's, yes, I think it's white overalls, but I think the straps change as he like moves up in in the tier
or the button color
or whatever. Yeah, for the belt color.
Okay, that's good. All right, so we have Marky Dubois, a very surprising victory.
Yeah.
Over Pete Wheeler. All right, next up. This is another one of my favorites in this matchup. We have Angela Del Vecchio versus good old Mikey Thomas.
This is my boy,
What
Mikey
a guy.
Thomas. I love Mikey Thomas. This is what I'll say. I've never been a fan of Angela Del Vecchio. I'm going to be a little biased here, but Mikey Thomas seems like he seems like the kind of guy who could bullshit his way through anything. Like, in a sense that, like, he'll just stumble. He's like the Jar Jar Binks of the backyard sports. Where you remember that scene in episode 1 where he's like tumbling around. Jar Jar Binks is like throwing these bombs, like, and he's just like making mistakes, but really they're not mistakes. They're actually great. Like, they're just working for him. That's Mikey Thomas.
He's failing into success.
Yeah. And I think he can do that in karate for sure.
True. Can I read you Mikey's bio, please?
Yes, please do.
His nickname is Nugget. And it says, Again, I don't know why they start with these things. Mikey has had a cold every day for as long as he can remember. This, despite that, this kid can throw the ball and far. Running though is another story.
Hold on, I got a question real quick about this now.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this during COVID times? Is
I'm
this
gonna say
outside?
no.
Okay, I was gonna
I'm
say
gonna say
if it was during COVID times,
yeah.
he would actually not be able to attend the tournament because he
Right.
has a cold every day.
I'm gonna say that in the backyard sports universe, while Pablo Sanchez is dead, there is no COVID
Okay,
because we can't have that. It can't be too bad of a universe.
yeah,
Yeah,
you need a balance. Yeah,
I think Mikey Thomas is for sure going over.
yeah,
Uh,
for
he's
sure.
he's he, he's such a guy. I wish I could remember some of his quotes because he is hilarious.
He has some good quotes.
He's such a doofus, but he's the kind of guy who, like, with some real direction. He's not like Pete, like Pete is not going to listen to the direction. I feel like Mikey is also dumb, but if he had a good coach, he could learn how to do stuff. And I don't think
Absolutely,
the same is true for Pete.
absolutely.
Okay, now this might be the most interesting matchup in the whole tournament, and I felt a little bad about putting this in here, but
We can't leave people out.
yeah, he is such a good character that you can't leave out Kenny Kawaguchi. So Kenny Kawaguchi is up against Reese Worthington. Um, Kenny Kawaguchi, his bio is K-Man, is his nickname, and his biography says, "Don't let the wheelchair fool you. Kenny is a fantastic player. He is a sure-handed outfielder and a speedy base wheeler." And then Reese, who I've always hated Reese Worthington, so
Yeah,
he's such a little jerk. But I seem to remember him being decent at football, like American football. Reese Worthington, nicknamed Big Toe, a great name. And this little guy has a small strike zone, so pitchers have a hard time pitching to him. He doesn't like running too much though, so you shouldn't put him in the field. Um,
hmm.
yeah, that is a good. I just don't know how to score this because Reese being small means it's harder to hit. Um, I don't know how Kenny participates in this event. He did play soccer, but I feel like almost always he was the goalkeeper for most people.
I think he.
Uh,
I mean, he played most sports. Played almost all
yeah, he
sports.
played all the sports. But can I ask you this? How did he play skateboarding?
I
Wasn't there a
mean,
skateboarding game? Did he
I
just
don't.
do the tricks
I
on
would
his
assume.
wheelchair?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay, he just didn't have a skateboard. He was
Here's the
just
thing. I feel like Kenny Kawaguchi, again, this comes down to determination, has found a way to make things work.
very true.
And he's done it in every single sport, and I think he could do it with karate as well.
Okay.
Reese Worthington, which I thought when I saw this on the sheet, I thought it said Reese Witherspoon on it. I was like, what? But Reese Worthington, he reminds me of what's the kid's name from Fairly Odd Parents?
Oh, Timmy?
No, not Timmy, but the rich kid. I can't
You've,
remember his name.
you've gone that Fairly Odd Parents is past my time. I was too old for that show.
You were?
But yeah, that's just missed me. This is my brother's show. My brother's into that show and like Jimmy Neutron and that crap.
Ah,
I
yeah.
shouldn't
Okay.
call it crap.
He reminds me. I got the name. I found it. He reminds me of Remy Bucksaplenty.
That's his
And
name?
that was the guy's name, Remy Bucksaplenty.
Okay.
And Reese Worthington is basically the backyard sports universe's version of that, and I don't like him, to be
Okay.
honest.
Just because I believe in Kenny, no matter what. I mean, I'm sure the guy has a mean headbutt. Can you headbutt in karate? I bet you
Probably.
can't.
I don't
But
know.
we're gonna pretend like you can, and we're gonna go Kenny because it gets Reese out of here. Sorry,
Yeah.
Reese.
Uh.
If there's any Reese lovers out there, one, you need to examine your life choices.
Yeah.
But two, we're sorry.
I mean,
uh,
Kenny is, like I said, Kenny's got determination. He's
yeah, it's
always
a good point.
he's good in every single, like, he's not his stats aren't even like, it's not like his stats are bad. Like, his
Mm-mm.
stats are all really good. He gets picked. You know.
Yeah,
I pick him before I pick Reese Worthington.
definitely
So
every time. Yeah. Okay, next up, I can't find this person on my list. We have Jocinda Smith versus Annie Frazier. I'm trying to find Jocinda. I can't find her on here. Where is she? Jocinda. There she is. Okay. Jocinda, nickname MVP. So
Okay.
coming out strong.
Okay.
On the ball field, Jocinda is certainly one of the most valuable players. With good overall skills and the best swing in town, she is always a top pick.
Okay.
And Annie Frazier, with her rainbow shirt on, her nickname is Flipper, which I don't know why. Annie is a well-rounded player. She's not too keen on running, so she likes playing catcher. She also likes animals and ice cream, which who doesn't? You know,
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think I've ever picked either of these players for any of my teams.
I did not. Um,
Um,
I am going to favor Jacinda Smith on this, and here is why. One, her name is MVP. Number
uh-huh,
two, I'm looking at the wiki for Annie Frazier. It says here, top line. Annie Frazier is the hippie of the backyard kids, as she only plays sports for fun and the sake
mhm,
of being outdoors.
yeah,
Two problems here. One, you don't do karate for fun. Like that's
no,
not, and also number two, karate is not outdoors.
no,
We're in a building.
that's a good point. Also,
Um,
Jocinda's head looks like a comma
looks like a comma.
or like a teardrop.
Oh, it does.
Her head looks so funny. Okay,
It's
yeah, I agree. Yeah, MVP, that's good for me. She's also born on the same day as Kevin Durant.
got that all
Not
star
that,
energy.
yeah, not that that matters for anything. And I only know Kevin Durant's birthday because it's a week after mine.
Ah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Next up, this one for me is going to be tough. This is Ahmed Khan versus Luan Liu. So Ahmed, nicknamed the Axeman, and he says when Ahmed isn't rocking out with his headphones on, he's a pretty solid player. Definitely a power hitter. He has a younger brother named Amir.
Mm-hmm.
And then Luan Liu, who I mentioned earlier, is someone I used a lot. Her nickname is Lulu. It says Luan is the youngest ball player in the neighborhood, but probably one of the fastest. She says her teddy bear is her lucky charm. Now, here's my problem with Luan. She's not gonna be able to bring that teddy bear with her onto the karate mat. I don't think.
Not onto the mat. No, absolutely
And
not.
even when she's running the bases, she's like dragging her teddy bear behind her. So, as much as I think she's a great competitor and well worth, going up against someone as strong as Ahmed, I think Ahmed is gonna walk away with this one. I see him a lot. I see a lot of oh crap, what's the kid's name? The Hawk kid
Oh, sure.
in
In Ahmed,
yeah, I
yeah,
see a lot of that in
from
Ahmed.
Cobra Kai Hawk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Lu and Lu. It seems like she has a very strong attachment to the bear, and if you separate her from the bear, there's probably going to be a stat decrease.
Oh, big time stat decrease.
Yeah. So I can't see her winning solely because she needs the bear for energy, which I understand. I get it. But like if you can't bring the bear on the mat, then she's done for. I think if she was able to bring the bear on the mat, definitely
Might be a different story.
probably wins. Probably wins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So look, we're gonna assume in the rules of this tournament that you cannot bring a stuffed animal onto the
No,
mat with
it's
you.
I would assume it's like wrestling where you can't just use item. Like I feel like there's a risk of using items to your
Yeah, no
you know
foreign
yeah,
objects.
no foreign objects. You can't do it.
All right.
So I would say Lu and Luke she loses.
This is going to be the toughest one on the first round, I think, because
Need
there is literally nothing separating these two.
it.
We have Sydney Weber versus Ashley Weber. I want you to know both of them are nicknamed Little Smoky. I don't know why they have the same nickname. You would think it'd be different. And it doesn't. There's the only thing that changes in their bio is which name is where. It just says Ashley and her twin sister Sydney are quite a dynamic duo on the field when they're in the same team. That is, and Sydney says the opposite. Sydney and her twin sister Ashley. There's nothing different about them at all.
Okay.
Now, if we were doing a tennis bracket, they would be like way up there because as you notice, they're wearing, and maybe they're poker visors. I don't know, but to me, they look like they're suited up to play tennis. Um, but I do not know how we're gonna choose
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm
between
gonna
the two
go look at
winners.
this wiki here and see if we could
Okay,
salvage anything.
their
Appearance
stats
will.
are the same.
Yeah. You are right. Sydney Weber loves to play tennis.
Yeah.
like her sister, Ashley, has an overprotective father who is very passionate about the sisters playing tennis.
Okay. Hmm.
For example, Mr. Weber would not want either of the girls to play as a pitcher because it would mess up their tennis arm. Interesting. She enjoys playing together with her sister in every sport. Sydney, along with Ashley, comes off as their father's favorite, assuming that he's supposed. Okay. So here's the thing. Let me see. Okay, wait. Let me see what Ashley Weber says. Actually,
I
they
hope
did the
it's got to
same
be something
thing.
different. Really?
Yeah, where it's flipped. Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. Oh, who do we pick here? One of them has to have issues. We need to figure out which one. Because, look, obviously their father is overprotective.
Yeah.
And none of them will be good at this because
No. No.
their father doesn't want them to mess up anything.
I say
Hmm.
we go. I don't know why.
They are
I think
literally the same person.
I think Sydney's the younger one. I don't know why. I just do. And I feel like the younger one is going to be just a little bit scrappier than the older one. And even if it's
Um,
minutes,
yeah.
I
It'll be a
think.
tight battle
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
this might be the best fight because
It's
basically,
like when you fight Shadow Link.
yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah.
It's exactly that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. This might be like one of the most entertaining fights to watch, to be honest.
Definitely. Yeah. This might be the
Um,
best fight of the first round.
yeah, it's like when you watch a wrestling pay per view and the New Day come on first, and then you have to watch the rest of the pay per view. It's like that, potentially.
All right. So let's go with Sydney over Ashley,
Okay.
just on the assumption she's younger. Okay. Now our next one is going to be weird because I don't have their bios up, and I don't have any stats for them.
Well, yeah,
But
they definitely don't have. I could probably look up some Chuck Downfield.
yeah.
If
So we
you
have.
want to look up Vinny
Yeah.
the
Sure, I can do that.
Gooch, and I'll look up Chuck Downfield here.
Oh, I typed in
All
Vinny the
right.
Cooch.
So I got the bio here from Backyard Sports Wiki. Got Chuck Downfield. Chuck, Captain Concussion Downfield.
Oh no.
That's his name. That's his nickname. Captain Concussion. Is a former backyard football player. He was diagnosed with a career ending Charlie horse injury.
Oh
He
no.
played quarterback and won one BFL championship after the opposing team came down with chickenpox. He gets a Freddy Fish t shirt for working color commentator and enjoys working alongside Sunny Day. He's like a child version of John Madden. Okay,
Okay.
give me Vinny
Um,
the Gooch.
First of all, this is something I didn't know all my years of playing this. Vinny the Gooch and the Delvecchios are distant cousins.
What? Really?
I didn't know that.
Neither did
Okay.
I.
Vinny the Gooch is one of the color commentators on Backyard Baseball. He was the first color commentator in the Backyard Sports Series, making his first appearance in Backyard Baseball '97. He eats a corn dog.
Oh,
Lose his job since he seems to have inexplicably vanished in Backyard Baseball 2005. Uh, he has a red hat, an orange and white striped shirt, and a pinky ring.
hmm.
His full name is Vinicius T. Gooch.
Okay, we don't really have that much information on both
No.
of these two, but I'm gonna say that since Chuck Downfield is called Captain Concussion, probably is the one who's going to lose this one.
So you're
Um,
saying Vinny the Gooch over?
I think Vinny wins
Okay.
because Chuck is honestly he's a health hazard. You know.
I feel like yeah, and I was gonna say I think that Vinny or Chuck having so many concussions, I think Vinny the Gooch can like not even fight and just talk him in to forfeiting before the match starts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
He's such a smooth talker. So I agree. I think Vinny the Gooch over Chuck Downfield.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our last match of the first round, which is Keisha Phillips versus everyone's favorite soccer announcer, Earl Grey. I'll read Keisha while you look up
Yeah, I'll look up Earl Grey.
Earl Grey. So Keisha's nickname is Flash. Um, it says Keisha is the neighborhood clown, but she takes her baseball pretty serious. Her speed and coordination make her a logical choice for the outfield. Keisha is, she's a stud. She reminds me a lot of like Big Papi, David Ortiz,
Sure.
being big and tough, not
Yeah.
necessarily, but she's really fast in baseball. She has 4 out of 4 running in baseball, which is kind of surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But she's kind of like very specific. Her skill set is very specific. She's not gonna be able to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which I don't know.
she's a specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that translates well to base or to karate or what.
It might, but like she might just go for like the submission. She might not. She's
True.
not
Yeah.
well rounded.
That's a good point.
Earl Grey is the color commentator of the Backyard Soccer games, first appearing in the original Backyard Soccer in 1998 and making an appearance in every one of the soccer games since. He is soft-spoken and has a noticeable English accent. When he does commentary on games, he has a cup of tea in front of him. He always finishes the tea by the end of the match. Like all other Backyard Sports commentators, he is noticeably partial towards the player's team. Let me see some trivia here. Sometimes he mistakenly calls soccer football. He usually corrects himself. The color gray is spelled Grey. This is dumb trivia. Earl brings a newspaper to games, which can be seen in the commentary booth. Okay, so here's the thing. We know literally nothing about Earl Grey.
Yeah.
And we know something about Keisha Phillips. Earl Grey, honestly, I don't see him being a fighter, so I think we just give it to Keisha Phillips.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And if anybody's out there wondering why Sunny Day was not included, honestly, I just couldn't bring myself to see her get beaten up. So Sunny Day was kicked out. Hello, little person.
There's a little... Oh. Oh, she's playing with my guitar.
Is that fine? I about said that's fine. I don't know if that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So we have Keisha Phillips over Earl Grey, which means we are into round 2.
Wow.
Are you good to keep going, Michael?
I am good to keep going.
Okay. I think these further rounds are going to go a lot quicker.
Oh, no, that's fine.
So we have Stephanie Morgan versus old Dmitry Paste Petrovich.
Okay.
This is
tough.
Tough. Yeah. So I lean Dmitry simply because I think like he's going to have pretty high pain tolerance. I don't like he's so massive compared to the other kids that I think people are going to be afraid of him. If anybody's not afraid of him, though, I will say it's probably Stephanie.
Probably.
But I just think Dimitri's size is going to win out here.
I think, there's an old saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, Ricky. And, Dimitri, he might be able to stand his ground, but if Stephanie can find the weak point, I think Dimitri's done, like, in an instant.
I just feel like, like, Dimitri is going to remind me of a lot of what's his name? Crap. Oh, from The Office. Oh my gosh, how can I remember his name?
Oh, I don't like
I
The
know his
Office,
actor's name.
I can't remember his name either.
Ryan Johnson. Dwight. He reminds me of Dwight. And, with Dwight and with Dimitri, they're both like, if they get into something, they're really, really going to get into it. So I think it depends almost on how into karate Dimitri is. Because if he's into it, he's going to study it. He's going to learn as much as he can. His technique's going to be on point. And then he's got his size to back him up there.
Yeah.
But if he's not really into it, then it's, it could go the other way.
Now, I've only seen limited amounts of The Office, but I will say that just because technique doesn't mean you can apply the technique in a real life situation, and I feel like that perfectly describes Dwight.
You're not right. You're not wrong.
And which might be, if that's the analogy here, that might be the same with Dimitri here. Whereas I feel like Stephanie Morgan, she might be a little rough with the technique, but I think when she can apply it in a real life situation
I
very
also
well.
think I will say about Stephanie is if I remember, her dad was an athlete, like maybe collegiate or professional level athlete.
Yeah.
So she's got that background, and that also means she like knows how to train. Because
Yeah.
those kids who come from athletic backgrounds, they're a lot of them have that instilled by them by their parents.
Yeah.
So as much as I love pace, I think you've swung me
I
on
think we
Stephanie.
have.
I mean,
Yeah, I think we
it
have to
wasn't
go
that.
Stephanie.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't that hard of a swing to be honest. Like I kind of could have gone either way. I just really like Dimitri.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, we'll go Stephanie. Stephanie moves on
Yeah.
past Dimitri.
It's got to be.
Sorry to all my 5 other Dimitri fans out there.
You know,
Um,
you've basically converted me into a Dimitri fan now in this very little discussion that we've had.
he's such a good guy.
He is. He seems like a good guy.
Oh gosh. All right. Sorry. What's happening? Oh, there it goes. Okay, sorry. It was like not saving, and then I reloaded and it saved itself. Okay. Anyways, next up, Vicky Kawaguchi versus Ernie Steele.
This is easy.
Is it okay?
I feel like it's got to be Vicky.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why? Tell me why.
Because we've already talked about this, but the ballet background.
But the side.
That is the most like similar thing that anybody on this list has to karate. Like
I just.
out of
Yeah.
anything. Ernie
You're
Steele
right.
again. Ernie Steele, great, all right. But also, I don't think karate's like his thing. You know,
Okay.
Vicky Kawaguchi, like she already has like those kind of like I feel like the move sets are around the same. I talk like things are in wrestling for some reason, but I feel like,
Maybe we
but I
should have
feel
just done amateur wrestling
maybe
instead of karate.
maybe, but yeah, like I just feel like she's like built for this sport for karate.
Okay. Let me ask you this. We probably should have said this up front. Are we assuming that everyone has had 6 months to train? Or is it like they come in, some of them have been doing it, some of them haven't? Like, are we saying
I
you
would
have
say
6 months?
I would say each of them like any backyard game. I feel like that's kind of the case. Like each of them got like 6 months, and they're all
Okay.
like pretty decent. They all got a fair shot, but
Yeah.
there's certain things that we got to look at
Yeah.
to
Okay.
to whittle them down. And like I said, like Vicky, just she might have only been doing karate 6 months, but she's got the background already for ballet. Ballet's super disciplined. It is.
Right. That's
You have
true.
to be incredibly athletic to do it.
Yeah.
You do kicks. You have to pick
I
people up. You gotta do all that
yeah.
stuff.
I feel like
Um,
this one is very much like it's kind of like a Mike Tyson fight, you know? Like
yeah,
if Ernie gets in one solid shot at the start, Vicky's gonna lose.
I could
But
totally agree with that.
yeah.
But I think she also has the ability to totally, um, you know, I think she has
Like
agility on her
outlast
side.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outlast. Well, not outlast, but I think she can dodge. I think she's able to
Okay.
dodge her way out of those situations.
Okay. I feel like I'm giving way too much ground in all these, but I
What's
think
what's Vicky Kawaguchi's speed?
it is it's 4 out of 4.
What is Ernie Steele's speed?
Let's see. Ernie is 2 out of 4.
Okay, I think yeah, because Ernie, if he's doing, he's the one who has the good left hook.
No, that's Mad Dog.
Oh. uh, yeah, I have to go with Vicky Kawaguchi on this one for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean yeah. Like I'm tempted to be like, well, there's weight classes for a reason, in real martial arts, but
We can't do that.
I know that's what I'm just saying like there's big dudes like Ernie Steele, they're not going to fight against a little
But
tiny
but there have
kid.
been times where smaller people have gone against bigger
Yes,
people
you're
and have
correct.
won.
Yeah, if I fought Ronda Rousey right now, she would beat the living crap out of me.
This is a classic David and Goliath matchup here.
Okay, we'll do it. I'll go with Vicky. I like Vicky. I don't even like Ernie that much. I like Vicky. So that's the thing is like
The next matchup, because the audience already sees it. It's going to be Stephanie and Vicky Kawaguchi. That's going to be a hard one to pick. That's a very good
boy.
matchup.
Okay, yeah, that's star-studded. All right.
Yeah,
So Tony Del Vecchio versus Ricky Johnson.
Tony Del Vecchio and Ricky Johnson. what were his strong suits, Ricky Johnson?
Ricky Johnson's kind of fast. The reason we put him above Billie Jean is because he's determined. Like he's very
Okay.
focused on whatever he's doing.
Tony Del Vecchio is the one who had a mean right hook, right?
Maybe,
He
but
had
all I
he
know,
had like a strong punch
yeah,
or
he
something
is
like
a
that.
Tony Del Vecchio is like he's a tough kid from the streets.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a cannon. His
I'll,
arm is
I'll,
a cannon.
yeah, his
That's
arm's
what
a
they said.
cannon. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ricky Johnson, yeah, he looks kind of dweebish. Not gonna lie, he's got dweeby vibes for sure. Because I
Uh,
mean, they said it's soft spoken and very shy, hesitant to talk. Tony Del Vecchio, obviously, he's not afraid to talk.
okay,
You're
can I
talking,
read this part? This
sure,
is someone else's rankings that I'm kind of browsing through, not for our rankings, but just to see their stats.
sure.
But I'm going to read you this part of Tony Del Vecchio's that they wrote about. Years ago, I remember seeing, and I guess I should shout this person out. Somebody on Medium. I don't know if I think it's just a blog.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe whatever. Years ago, I remember seeing a video of Vlad Guerrero throwing a ball from the third base foul line over the right field wall. That's like a 400-foot throw. Tony puts Vlad to shame, though. He can get anyone out from anywhere on the field. Plus, anytime he throws the ball, you get the rocket sound effect, which is awesome. So
um,
he's got so much power in those punches.
I feel like we have to. I want to look at the personality because Ricky Johnson he's soft spoken. He's timid. He's a timid
Yeah.
person. Tony Del Vecchio, this is the very opposite.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think Tony Del Vecchio could smack talk him into shame and just call on a ball, and then just throw one of those rocket punches straight between the eyes and call it a day.
He's gonna have his Michael Jordan and Muggsy Bogues moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah,
So
definitely.
I think we gotta
agree.
go. I think we gotta go with Tony Del Vecchio.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, it's almost like we should have had a third person in case we have ties.
Yeah.
Not that we'll have a tie on the next one, which is the Mad Dog Lisa Crockett versus Ronnie Dobbs, which I feel like we can
Lisa
already go
Crockett
ahead.
might be going to finals, to be honest. So it's
She's a
got to be
stud.
Lisa Crockett. She's
Yeah.
the Mad Dog. She's the Mad
100%.
Dog. She's got the mean left hook, right? Or right
Uh-oh.
hook. I forgot which hook. And she means business.
Michael?
Yes. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you there? Are you there?
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. We're back?
We're back.
Okay.
Sorry about that, folks.
No,
If
it's all good. It's all good. I think the people heard you say Michael, and then I was still talking, so they'll hear me talk.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
yeah, I mean Lisa Crockett, she means business. She's got a mean left or right hook, and she's the Mad Dog. And
This is not a friendly competition for Lisa Crockett. This is a
no,
business trip.
she
She's here.
is ready. She's a trailblazer. All right, she's ready to just knock anyone out who's in front of him.
Oh man. I
And
love
Ronnie
Lisa
Dobbs
Crockett.
just doesn't have it in them. So
No. As much as Sally is cheering from the sidelines, trying to will
Yeah.
him to victory, he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, another kind of tough matchup, I think. Marky Dubois versus Mikey Thomas. Marky versus Mikey.
Man, this is a hard one for me personally because I'm pulling for Mikey. I'm
Yeah, I
really
think-
pulling for Mikey. I don't know how many mistakes he can make in his favor though for Marky
Here's
to
what I'll
mess
say.
up.
About Marky and Mikey is they're both kind of like lovable idiots.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is going to be one where both of them are missing a bunch of punches and kicks.
Yeah.
They're just going to kind of be flopping around. It's going to be who hits that one big shot. And
Mhm.
if we're talking about power, I think Mikey's has more
got
power.
more power for sure.
So if we're relying on like one or two big shots, I think Mikey wins this.
Okay. I want to say I'm gonna say that yes, I agree with you because I want Mikey to win, and I have nothing to say about Marky. Other than that, what we said before, Marky, he's in his element. He doesn't.
true,
He's
yeah.
not wearing shoes.
Yeah. Hates
He's
shoes.
comfortable. He's calm. He's collected. Maybe this is the sport that turns him into a more like calm, cool, and collected person, and not the
You're,
doofus that we know him as.
could be, but
Um,
I don't know. I like Mikey here.
I like Mikey too.
Okay.
Mikey's the homie, so I want to say Mikey.
Let's go with Mikey.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marky.
Sorry, Marky.
I'm glad this is gone now. I don't have to get them confused.
Again,
Uh,
I think that would be another like solid second round match. To see.
yeah. Oh yeah, this would be a great fight.
It would be what would be a good like analogy for it in wrestling terms? What was a dumb match that happened recently?
My first thought is when the oh god, what are their names, Cred? When Hornswoggle and that other guy fought in WLC. That was my first thought.
Okay. Yeah,
But
that's probably a good
I don't
analogy.
know if that's the right one. That was a good match though.
Yeah.
So even if it was kind of silly, it was good. All right, next up, this is a tough one because we might be saying bye bye to the K man, but
Yeah.
Kenny Gawaguchi versus Jocinda Smith. I just think
Jacinda's the MVP.
she's a thoroughbred. Look at her.
Yeah.
She looks like she's ready to go. And as much as I love Kenny, I just don't know if karate is a sport for him.
Yeah.
You know, I think his determination is going to take him easily into the second round over Reese, but I just don't know if determination, where he can only use, you know, of the 4 appendages you're allowed to use in soccer, or in karate, he can only use 2.
Yeah.
I think it makes it a tough ask to beat somebody like Jocinda.
Again, it would be we can't use foreign objects. You know?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe technically the wheelchair is part of his body because he uses it in all the other backyard sports.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I think in this case it's fine. He could use the wheelchair, but again, like I don't think. Yeah, I'm just with you on this. Like Jacinda's an MVP. That's her
Yeah,
name.
she's a top tier competitor. So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with Kenny losing to Jacinda.
Absolutely no.
I don't think. All right, so Jacinda over Kenny. And next up is Ahmed Khan.
Just
Oh
go
gosh,
to the next
okay.
one. Ahmed Khan. Just
Yeah,
put
okay.
Ahmed Khan on the next one.
So Ahmed Khan over Sydney Weber.
Yeah.
Ahmed Khan lucky to get the bye, the one person to get a bye in this tournament. And then last in the second round, we have Vinny the Gooch versus Keisha Phillips. Now again, much like Tony Del Vecchio, I think Vinny is going to talk a mean smack game. But I don't know if Keisha's going to be turned back by that at all.
The thing
Like, I don't
about
think it
so
affects
here's
it.
the thing about Tony Del Vecchio is that Tony Del Vecchio, he has the mouth, but he also has the skills, right? He's scrappy.
Right, yeah.
He can fight. Vinny the Gooch seems like, just on name alone, he seems like a guy who's like, he's real scrawny. He has a lot of he talks a whole bunch, but he has nothing to back it up. You know, and I
Yeah.
don't think in Keisha Phillips, although Vinny the Gooch could talk good smack, I don't think Keisha Phillips will fall for it. You know? And she'll just pound Vinny the Gooch.
Yeah, I feel like Vinny is more of like the guy that's standing behind somebody like a Tony Del Vecchio, or even someone like, you know, like a Dimitri, even that's standing behind someone tough and talking smack, but he himself will never get involved. He's like that kid in a Christmas Story, that little tiny kid that's always screaming about stuff.
Absolutely.
That's Vinny the Gooch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair to say Keisha goes over him.
Yeah, Keisha for sure.
And now we're in our final 8, or excuse me, Elite 8.
Yeah.
And we'll start off back at the top with all these matchups are solid now. Like, this is going to get tough.
These are actually solid matches.
Okay. So, first up is Stephanie Morgan versus Vicky Kawaguchi.
This should have been the main event. Potentially. Potentially.
I feel like there's one matchup I think we're working towards that maybe could be even a bigger deal, but we'll see.
This is hard because
it's very hard.
The thing about Stephanie is that she has the natural athletic ability and she has an athlete's mind. She knows like if she sets herself to do something, she'll probably do it and be great at it.
Yeah.
Vicky Kawaguchi's I feel like running more on natural instinct with her ballet training.
Yeah.
But that could be her downfall.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't.
think I think maybe Stephanie Morgan has the upper hand.
I was gonna say I feel like to me, and I don't have a good analogy for Vicky, but Stephanie seems like the Miguel of this series. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
someone that already had that ability, and then when they finally got taught, became really good. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
but I don't have anybody from Cobra Kai that you could say about Vicky Kawaguchi. Because I don't really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sam, is that her name? The girl? Maybe she's
Uh
like a Sam. Like she comes from that stock of being involved in karate, but maybe
oh
didn't take it that
sure.
seriously. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, and I'm gonna take Miguel over Sam every single time. So if that's where we're
Absolutely.
looking at it,
Yeah.
I think I'd take Stephanie as much as I think Vicky had a great run. I think she beat Dante Robinson and Ernie Steele to get here. Those are some,
Those are big
especially
names.
Dante. Dante's a big name.
Yeah.
Dante's one of my favorites. So her to
Dante
take over
Dante
Dante,
out in the first round.
yeah, I was I was very surprised by that. But I think you give it to Stephanie just because of she's willing to put in the work. Say what you will about Stephanie, whether she has the God given talent, she's ready to go and work on whatever the sport is. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
She's always solid no matter what they're playing. She may not be the best, but I think maybe that's helpful in karate, being solid at everything
Mhm.
and not just focusing on one thing. Like obviously, like Pete is out in the first round. Pete is one of the first people you take in most games because he's so fast. But here, it doesn't pay so much to be a master of one. It's better to be a jack of all trades,
Yep.
which is like Stephanie Morgan to a T.
Yep.
So we're going Stephanie over Vicky.
Absolutely. You basically nailed that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Let me. Here we go. Submit. Da-da-da. Okay, next up. This is for me. This one's easy. I don't know if you'll push back on it, but it's Tony Del Vecchio versus Mad Dog Lisa Crockett.
It's gotta be Lisa Crockett, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I
gotta
mean,
be Lisa Crockett.
I know it's a little memey, but like she has all the things you're looking for in a fighter.
We're
You know what I mean?
we're dealing with two aggressive types here.
Oh
We
yeah,
got Tony
very
Del
aggressive.
Vecchio, hot-headed probably.
Hmm.
Again, he's got a rocket arm. He could talk. He could talk smack. But again, Lisa Crockett, she's the Mad Dog. I don't
Yeah,
know what else to say.
like
He's
we've used Tony Del Vecchio being a smack talker to help him out. That's not going to affect Lisa.
not at all.
She doesn't. This is a business trip for her. She's
Yeah,
not here to have fun.
she's here. She means business. She's ready to fight. She's got a mean left or right hook. I can never remember.
Left.
And left hook. She's ready, dude. I think
Yeah.
Lisa Crockett for sure. The
Okay,
Mad
yes.
Dog herself moves on to the semifinals.
Good. I'm glad I didn't have to sell you very hard on this.
No.
Okay, Mad Dog above Tony, which
of
means
all the characters that you've turned me on, Lisa Crockett is now like one of my favorite backyard characters, and I don't even remember her from playing the game. So
that's so good. All right, next up. Ooh, this is a tough one. We have Mikey Thomas versus Jocinda Smith, the MVP. Does Mikey's luck run out here? I don't know. What do you think?
I'm trying to think of like arcs, right? Like where Mikey's one of the people you would have. He's the underdog. This is the true underdog story in
Yes.
this matchup here, and
Yes.
I think given the right circumstances, Mikey could maybe pull it off. But in terms of like if I were a betting man, I'd probably put it on Jocinda.
I agree. Yeah.
Mikey
And
could pull it off though.
Yeah, I feel, and Jocinda also, interestingly, has kind of gone up against a lot of people I would consider underdogs in comparison to her.
Yeah.
So she hasn't had like a really tough fight to this point. I mean, I think like Kenny Kawaguchi would put up a good battle. Like he's not going to back down, but definitely Annie Frazier. I mean, I feel like she's walking off the mat and they're not even fighting. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
She might be like overconfident because it's like, oh,
That's
look,
true.
it's just Mikey Thomas,
mhm.
and then Mikey Thomas, probably agrees with her.
This is that.
It is just me. and and then he just maybe wills his way into winning.
This is one of those moments. Have you ever seen Little Giants?
I have no.
Okay, so there's a movie Little Giants with Rick Moranis,
Okay.
and it's about this little nerdy football team. Like he has a daughter, or he has a brother, and his brother has a really good like the city football team, and
Hmm.
Rick Moranis has a daughter, and she's a stud. They call her the Icebox, um, and she gets kicked off the football team because they're like, oh, we don't want any girls. You know, if you're a girl, you got to be a cheerleader, and
Mm.
so Rick Moranis makes his own football team with his daughter and like all these little nerdy kids, and they play each other in a game at the end of it. And there's this really great scene where they talk about Rick Moranis talks about how 99 it's like 99 times out of 100 when I would race my brother home on our bike, he would win. But just this one time, I finally beat him. So maybe this game could be our one time. Like these guys are so much better athletes than us. They're 100 times better than us at football. But this one time,
Yeah.
we have a chance to actually beat them. And then they go on and beat them. And to me, this is the Mikey Thomas story. Mikey Thomas, this is his one time. He's going to come up against Jocinda Smith, who probably beats him in every other sport, every other time. And now he has his chance. He's going to make it happen. And that's why I'm picking Mikey to go over Jocinda
You
because I believe in him.
I'm not gonna argue Mikey moving up in the bracket. So I think I'm with you, Mikey, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, like Jocinda probably wins this most times, but in this case, or
Yeah.
if they're doing any other sport, I think she wins all the other time. But I just think Mikey has one more lucky shot in him to get past Jocinda. Now I don't know if he makes it past the next round,
Yeah, that I'm not sure.
but I think it's time for Jocinda to get. She's on her high horse. She's very full of herself. I don't know if you remember that from her, all of her little quips, but she's very full of herself.
With a
And I think
name
this
like
is
MVP, I would have
yeah.
imagined. So
But yeah, also if you haven't seen Little Giants like Michael, you should change that because it's a really good movie.
I've heard of Little Giants. I've never seen it, but yeah,
Okay.
you said Rick Moranis. I'm like, okay.
It
Maybe I'll watch this.
also has what's his name? Crud. I'm gonna look it up while I say the next round. So next up we have Ahmed Khan versus Keisha Phillips, another big matchup, I think.
Yeah, this is a pretty big matchup for sure.
Devin Sawa. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, yeah, that is from Casper.
He like comes to the town as he moves into the town and joins their team instead of the good team, and he's like a stud quarterback.
He was in Idle Hands too, right?
I don't know. What is Idle Hands?
You've never seen Idle, dude? I thought you would have seen Idle. It's about this guy. I think it's Devin Sawa's character. His hand gets possessed, and then he cuts it off, and then it's still possessed and still alive and still animated, and it starts killing people. It features him, I think.
Yeah, he's in it. Yes, I'm looking at it
Jessica. I think it's like Jessica Alba's like first movie.
Okay, Jessica Alba, Seth Green, and Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah, Seth Green. Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't remember Vivica A. Fox.
Okay, so we both have some material to watch after this.
Idle Hands is great.
Okay, I believe. I'll check it out. Okay, so Ahmed Khan versus Keisha Phillips. Oh boy. Okay.
I think these are both really great. This is how I'm going to describe this matchup right now.
Mm-hmm.
Two great names, probably put on a great match, but also totally forgettable.
Oh, okay.
I think, like, when you watch, I keep on going back to wrestling because that's all I know. There are matches in the mid card that are just like, wow, there's these two competitors actually fighting each other, and then you watch it and you're like, wow, that was great, and then you don't remember anything about it.
Yeah,
that's what to me that's what this is.
So you're saying this is the embodiment of Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah, this is, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't completely disagree, but what my pick is gonna be Ahmed, and here's why. I think that even though he's like more focused on music, I think if he gets some direction, he'll take it seriously. Keisha's the clown. She's not going to take this seriously. It doesn't matter how good she is.
That's true.
She's going to be joking around, like she's not going to be as into it as Ahmed might be. And if we're thinking like if he has that Hawk arc where he gets really into something like this, I feel like he's going to take down Keisha.
Yeah.
Also, it would mean we have, not that this matters, but we'd have 2 boys and 2 girls in the final, which would be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Yeah, like Keisha, she's a clown. She's she's a goofy person, and
Yeah.
that could be her downfall, as it has been for some of the other people on here,
Yeah. Except for Mikey.
except for Mikey. Well, he's not trying to be funny though. He's
That's true. Yeah.
trying. He's
He's
legitimately trying.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. I think Ahmed makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah. Ahmed is one of my on a real level. Ahmed is one of my favorite characters. I always choose
Yeah.
him in things, and it's
Same.
because I feel like they're also like one of the most reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, like we go with consistency. We talked about that with Stephanie Morgan,
Yeah.
who is like the epitome of consistency. I think Ahmed is in that same range as well.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. So we're into our final four. This is going to be tough, especially this first one. We have Stephanie Morgan versus the Mad Dog,
Oh my
Lisa
god,
Crockett. This is a matchup for the ages.
this is
Um,
pretty wild. This should have been the finals match.
oh yeah, maybe.
This
Oh man,
is a hard one.
yeah.
I want to favor Lisa Crockett so much. Only because she's the Mad Dog, and she means business. She's
I
not
feel
here
like
to fool around.
yeah. I think about obviously part of the inspiration of this is Cobra Kai, and I think a lot about have you seen it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so spoilers for Cobra Kai to some degree if you haven't seen the first season. But I think about the end of that season where Robbie and Miguel are fighting. And I know earlier I said Stephanie is like Miguel, but in this case, I think Lisa in that moment is more like Miguel because I think Lisa's willing to do what it takes. At the end of that season, you have the fight and Miguel does an illegal move or something that I don't remember exactly what he does, but he does something that's not
yeah.
completely above board. I don't think Stephanie Morgan's going to go to that other place. I think
No,
Mad Dog is willing to do whatever it takes to win this.
I
And
agree.
I think Stephanie Morgan is going to, be ethical, fight the way you're supposed to fight. And because of that, probably lose.
I think what it comes down to also is that I mean, I know I've been like joking about it, but when we say like Lisa Crockett means business, that also means that she's going to try being the best,
Hmm.
the very best at what she does. And not to say that Stephanie doesn't do that, but like you said, I think Lisa will go the extra mile
Yeah.
to do that, to be the best. Whereas Stephanie, because of her athletic background and stuff like that, she might already think of herself as like, I am this athletic person. I know I am good at what I am doing because I am athletic. And Lisa Crockett doesn't look like the most athletic person out there.
Yeah.
And again,
Also,
looks might be deceiving there, and she might
yeah.
be overconfident.
Also, I seem to remember in other sports, Stephanie's whole thing being like, "Oh, I wish I could be playing baseball." Like she's good at catching in football, but only because she practices catching for baseball. You know what I mean? Where
Oh,
her
okay.
focus
Her
is
focus
never
isn't on.
isn't as on the thing she's playing all the time. She wants to be a good baseball because her dad did. So even though I know she's dedicated to whatever she's doing, I just don't think she's going to go all the way into it. You know what I mean? Like she's always has that in the back of her mind. She's going to be thinking about baseball. So
Yeah.
maybe that means like she's going to go have baseball practice after she has karate, or she skips a day of karate to go hit with her dad, something like that. I feel like as much as I mean, like as much as you could kind of be like, oh, you guys are joking about Lisa Crockett, I do think that this is the sport for Lisa Crockett.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I
this
think
is the
Lisa,
one
I
that
think,
she was good at. And I
yeah,
am looking here at like the bios for Stephanie Morgan, and you're right.
yeah,
Like for the soccer one, it says Stephanie's true love is baseball.
yeah,
She, like, if her true love is baseball, she doesn't want to mess up her arms, don't
yeah.
want to
It's
mess
true.
up your legs,
Hmm.
but she's still determined, and she could kick butt when she needs to, which she did to Vicky Kawaguchi. Personally, my favorite of this whole round or this whole tournament. I would have picked her for a final
Yeah,
if I were in
Steph
this world.
even though she's technically our number one seed. Stephanie might have had the toughest road here.
She did, and then we got Dmitry Petrovich, good old
Yeah,
paste over here, and we got Jorge Garcia,
Jorge.
a very rich child, the seventh richest child in the world. he's got the money, he's got the power to be
Yeah.
good, I guess. But
I
yeah,
definitely think both of these people have earned their spot. Like both of them did. Lisa went through um, Amir and then Ronnie Dobbs, which maybe isn't as impressive, and then Tony Del Vecchio. Like both of these people had to go through some real competition to get here.
yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
nothing, no shame losing for Stephanie Morgan, but I do think Lisa Crockett
I think she
takes
edges
this
out
one.
on this one for sure. Yeah.
And then our next one is Mikey Thomas versus Ahmed Khan.
I think Mikey Thomas's luck has run dry
Yeah,
on
I
this one.
do agree. I think, some people could have thought that maybe you could consider Ahmed a bit of a paper champion up to the point of facing Keisha. He didn't really have much that he had to fight against. Luann Liu was not going to be that type of competition. Sydney Weber, obviously not very tough.
Hmm.
So he has proven himself, but also what that means to me is he's more fresh. Mikey had to get through Pete Wheeler. He had to get through Marky Dubois. He had to get through Jocinda Smith. That's three actual tough matchups, whereas Ahmed's had one.
Yeah,
So you could say, I mean, there's two ways to go with that. You could say, oh, you know, Mikey's more battle hardened, he's tested, or you can say, oh, Ahmed's fresh, he hasn't had to fight as much, he's not
he's
going to be
fresh,
as
and
worth
it's
shit.
not like he, other than Sydney Weber, who we didn't even discuss that matchup, because that was that was just whatever. Like Lu and Lu, I think we like question it a little bit, but it's because of her teddy bear or whatever. She needed her lucky charm, and unfortunately, like I think I said that if she had the lucky charm, she could have maybe
Yeah,
inched out on them,
that's a good point.
but she did not, so she
Yeah,
lost. Keisha Phillips, we were also saying about her, like she's no, she's not a pushover. She'll
no,
give him a fight, and so
yeah,
yes, I think Mikey Thomas, especially when we talk about like skill set, Mikey Thomas has had the quote unquote harder matchup here,
yeah,
especially when he won against the MVP. But Ahmed Khan has also had a pretty like good matchup thing where
yeah. You're
yes,
not wrong.
he's definitely like inching out all of these. Like he's or not inching out. He's like definitely going to win most of these, but he's still like warmed up, like you said. Like he's warmed up from
Yeah,
each fight. Like it's
yeah,
not like they didn't test his metal or anything like that. So
yeah. I just think
I want I really 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 want Mikey Thomas to go though.
I just think that for me, I'm assuming this happens in a day, right? Like I'm assuming this isn't like a 4-week tournament.
No, no.
So I'm thinking at this point, Mikey Thomas would probably beat up a lot more. So my vote would be Ahmed Khan.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I mean, I'm with you. I in the end, it's got to be Ahmed Khan.
yeah, like I would love Mikey to win because I like Mikey. However, he's made it really far. He made it to the final
He's in
four.
semifinals.
Yeah.
uh,
So I think this is a good point for him to dip out from
yeah,
his hero story
yeah.
and let us put Ahmed up against the Mad Dog in the finals. Now, I don't know what to say about this
I, I think
because
Lisa Crockett wins.
I I mean, yes, I think I agree. I mean, she just like, obviously we don't have stats, for karate stats for them. But the stats we can
Okay,
see and the
let's
bios we can see.
let's take some time here to
Okay,
really
yes.
really think about this. I'm gonna pull up Lisa Crockett's stats and Ahmed Khan's stats.
I will do the
And
same.
let's really dissect this here because this is serious business. This is the
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
not
the
joking around
finals.
anymore.
Where's
Okay.
Ahmed Khan? I don't have Ahmed Khan's. I do have Lisa Crockett's though.
I'm looking at Ahmed's.
Okay. Um. So let's introduce these guys because this is the finals again. You got the wiki for Ahmed.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll read out Lisa's right now. This is from, again, we've been using this tool, the Backyard Sports Wiki. And Lisa Crockett. In some games spelled Lisa Crockett with two T's, is a recurring playable character in Backyard Sports series. She generally has an introverted personality and doesn't talk a lot. However, she is a viable athlete throughout many games of the Backyard Sports series. And her personality, Lisa is so secretive and rarely speaks. She tends to carry a serious demeanor. Also, while she isn't very friendly, while she isn't very friendly but makes up for it by good performance in games. It's a typo.
Uh-huh.
Oh, also while she isn't very friendly, she makes up for it by good performance in games. That's what they meant to write. Um. Okay. Okay. What's
Yeah,
odd? What?
Achman's is
What's?
not as detailed.
I
It just
looked.
says,
I did the very first thing, and then there's like a personality one.
okay, it says Ahmed, the rocker of the group. He loves rocking out on the heavy metal guitar, and then he loves everything about him is heavy metal. Ahmed loves heavy metal music and wants to be a rocker in the future. In a couple of the games, he was writing a song he called Heavy Rocking Guitar Man. The lyrics to the song were, Heavy rocking guitar man, why are you so awesome? You rock the whole world with your heavy rocking guitar. He then states that there is a 40-minute guitar solo after that he's still working on. It says he seems to have mellowed out. This is in later games. He seems to have mellowed out a little, but still chases his dream of being a rocker. So again,
Okay.
he's very committed to something that's not this.
Yeah. Whereas what we said about Lisa Crockett is that she is determined and she is. What did this say again? What was the wordage they used?
The
While she's
all
isn't very
business.
friendly, she makes
Yeah.
up for it by good performance in games, or in this case, in karate. So she's gonna be a performer. She's
Right.
secretive. No one knows if she's secretive. No one knows her her move set. They don't know what they're getting into. You know.
Oh, here's something about Ahmed real quick. This is from football. When Ahmed's not rocking out on the heavy rocking guitar, he's rocking receivers with his hard hits.
Okay.
So he's
He's
pretty
got he's
powerful.
got a he's got a powerful punch.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Every football game talks about his rock hits,
All right.
his rocking receivers with
Let's
hits.
look at some defense. We're gonna look at defense from the soccer video game.
Okay.
Um,
Ahmed has 2 out of 4 in
uh,
defense.
Lisa has 3 out of 4.
Okay.
She's
Interesting.
all threes across the board.
All threes. Okay, that's better than Ahmed, who's 2 in kicking and then 3 control, 2 defense, 3 running.
Yeah.
So she's much better soccer player than Ahmed.
Interesting.
Looking at even in football, 99 football, his kicking is only 3 stars. So
Yeah,
it's grown a little
his
bit.
kicking is or her kicking is also 3 in this one. Um, his batting, I'm guessing, is pretty good, right?
His batting, yes, it's 4 stars.
4. Yeah, she's
The one
at
thing
like a
we
2.
can you look at baseball 01
Baseball
or
01.
basketball, sorry, basketball 01?
Yeah.
Because I feel like this kind of defending is more
Hers are. I'm
translates
pretty
better.
sure it's all the way up.
Really? Okay, his defending is 3.
Oh, yeah. Her defense is at like 9.
Okay. And that's the one that to me that's the one that translates the best because you're defending with your hands,
Absolutely.
So if she has stronger kicking and
Also,
stronger defending,
what's his hockey defense?
his hockey defense is 6.
6. Okay, yeah. She's
Yeah.
at more than 6.
Okay.
9
I
out of
feel
10.
like I feel like everything is bearing out Lisa.
So yeah, because the thing is like, okay, looking at hockey, she's Sorry, I was kind of aimed at the microphone wrong while I was
It's all
talking
right.
during that point. But if you look at hockey defense, that requires a lot of physical contact there,
Right. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
also a lot of finesse as well. You got to do a little
Mhm.
bit of poke checking. Got to do a little bit of, get that puck, whatever. Also, I mean, her shooting's kind of whack, so she's not going to be shooting from the whatever the offsides line. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I want to say that she would win based on her defensive uh, ability.
Yeah, I think she's built for this sport.
Yeah,
Like I don't think she gets as much play in some of the other games, but I think if we're talking about just about karate, this is Lisa's sport.
yeah,
Also, this has nothing to do with it, but I just think it's really funny that Lisa, her friends are listed as not available. Secretive. She
secretive.
doesn't say who her friends are. Also, Ahmed is friends with Mike Piazza, which is interesting.
Who is Ahmed Khan?
Ahmed's friend is listed as Kenny Kawaguchi and Mike Piazza,
Interesting.
which is doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but it's funny. All right, I think I didn't. Okay, I will say before this started, I thought we would push Mad Dog pretty far. I did not think she was going to make it to the finals.
I
I
didn't think
still
I didn't think she was gonna make it very far at all.
really okay.
No,
Yeah, yeah. She's one of my favorites that no one talks about.
she's now one of my favorites
All right,
after we've talked
so
about
I'm going to
this.
make it official, and I'm going to put Lisa Crockett in as the winner of
Yay!
our Pablo Sanchez Memorial All Valley Karate Championships. And now we have to ask the most important question, Michael.
Yeah,
Would Lisa Crockett, the Mad Dog, beat Pablo Sanchez in a karate match?
probably not.
I agree. I don't think there's a chance.
Yeah,
He's he's so good at everything.
yeah, he's good at everything.
Oh man.
His
Okay.
stats are usually maxed out all the way.
Oh man. The secret weapon still reigns supreme in
Yeah,
backyard sports land. All right. Well, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
we're ready. Yeah. I
It's
want to
been
just say
pretty.
though, congratulations, Lisa Crockett. You
Yes.
are truly not only the mad dog, but the underdog in this story. I did not think you would win, but you did.
All right.
Who did you think would win? Like who, when you saw this list, who did you think was gonna win?
I thought Stephanie Morgan would go very far.
Yeah,
Um, I thought honestly, I thought Tony Del Vecchio would go further. I thought Pete Wheeler would go a lot further.
that's what I thought. Pete Wheeler would have gone further too.
But yeah, I think for winning it, I think I was probably on Jocinda
Okay,
or maybe Dimitri.
I think for winning, like after I figured out what we were actually doing with the karate stuff, I think I would have probably gone with like Stephanie.
Yeah.
Um, and Mikey. I really wanted Mikey to win so bad. uh,
Uh,
but yeah, I also thought Dante Robinson would have gone
yeah, that's
further.
surprising.
That one was a surprising one. But
But
yeah,
that's what happens. You never know.
yeah,
All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and sign off. If you want to check out any of other stuff, you can go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe and all that other YouTube junk. And then, of course, if you want to check out our written stuff, which is what Michael and I usually focus on, you can go to dualshockers.com and see us there. For now, this is Ricky Frech, reviews editor at DualShockers, signing off. We will see you guys next time. Goodbye.